W Chillin' Scares. 5 most disturbing 4chan threads. Let's get into this reaction, man. If you're new to the channel, leave a like, comment, subscribe. I greatly appreciate it. And yeah, man, let's go. Let's go.
It's static. Just before midnight on the 4th of September 2022, a post went up on 4chan talking about a disturbing visual the OP's friends came across on TV. It read, "While talking with my friend, they sent a video of their TV, zooming in on a face surrounded by static. They're residing in a Super 8 hotel with channels 1 through 68, yet they found an unnamed channel 73. The top right corner of the video says Plus TV, which appears to be a now defunct Finnish broadcasting service.
Okay.
There's no sound, and the TV manufacturer is Samsung. They found other channels with static
That
and
might
no
be
sound,
important.
but no others have the face or Plus TV logo." Alongside this, the OP also shared a video of what their friend was seeing.
That is disturbing.
And sure enough, it was exactly as they described.
Yo, could you imagine seeing that shit on your TV, bro? I would start literally tweaking out. Like, quite literally. I would be thinking I'm being watched, thinking something. Bro, I would smash that TV. That TV would not see the light of day. I ain't even gonna lie. What the fuck? Bro, that shit look crazy. Like, what? Yes, sir. We back to the scary reacts, too.
A few minutes later, they also uploaded.
Hey, if y'all ever got some scary videos, if y'all got scary videos, if y'all got funny videos, if y'all got anything like that, like YouTube was, go ahead and send them, because I'll react to them. You know what I'm saying? This is also, we do streams on the. We do streams. I meant, we do freaking. I don't even know, bro. My head. I hit my head so hard. What I meant is that we do reactions on here on stream, and we also do gaming, and we also do music reactions. So you know what I'm saying? We a mixed bag in here. We a little mutt. 7 days, TV, LOL. Samara from the ring finna come through, bruh. Bro says Samara from the ring. That's funny.
Tell their friend was staying at. It listed 68 channels, providing that the very existence of the 73rd channel was an anomaly in and of itself. Naturally, this thread went viral within.
That's a W idea, Seahawk. Go ahead and text me on Snapchat. If you can find like a good tier list, send a link too. But text me on Snapchat to send me a reminder.
Hours, with hundreds of users trying to figure out the answer to the mystery. A mystery that only deepened further when the friend that was staying at the hotel got directly involved with the conversation. "Hi, a friend of the OP here. If anyone actually has any idea what this could be, I'm curious to know. I'll be checking again in the morning."
Bruh,
to see if
seeing
this
this
still
at
there.
your
It's 12
hotel
a.m.
would
right
be
now,
crazy.
And it's the same thing. I have literally no clue what this could
Go ahead and send that idea too.
be. I've been looking around on Google for stuff, but nothing that looks like this, and I can't think of a reason for this to be here. About 10 hours later, they shared new pictures, and a new video of the TV, the face still on it.
Oh,
Unfortunately,
no.
they had to leave
That's
the hotel
more
at this
detail.
point and couldn't monitor it any further, leaving 4chan users with almost no leads to work with.
Is that the
There were
only
several
TV?
theories that gained traction as the conversation went on. The first of which
Bro,
is that the OP
it literally looks like the manufacturer, whoever made the TV, is literally embedded in the TV. That's what it looks like. And like they're trying to reach out to like get you. That looks so creepy.
He staged the whole thing for attention on the internet. As one user mentioned, someone plugged their laptop into the HDMI port and is playing some video file they made. Guys, come on. Which
Bruh,
is quite plausible.
that
Analog
would be
horror videos
crazy.
of this kind are a dime a dozen on the internet. However, many were quick to defend OP. They pointed out how the TV would have displayed HDMI on the screen if they had switched to it after browsing the legitimate channels.
That
How
is
the
true.
static remained consistent across the different channels. And most importantly, that there were no signs of something like a laptop being plugged into the TV in any of the pictures.
Yeah, there was nothing
now,
plugged in
there's
that
obviously
TV
still
either.
a possibility that the OP did a very good job of covering their tracks to make it seem as legit as possible. But unless the OP confessed themselves, there's no way to know for sure. That said, assuming that they were
That
telling the
is
truth, we still have a
creepy,
couple
bruh.
of plausible explanations of
Oh,
what might
let me
have
turn
happened.
down this
One
light.
of which revolves around the idea that the unsettling imagery on
Set
channel
the vibes.
73 was the result
Set
of a
the
channel
vibes.
hijacking or hack. A user with extensive knowledge in the field of TV hacking actually came across this thread and left some valuable feedback, reading, "Hey OP, I think I know exactly what this is. So, back in the day when analog TVs were more common, there was a nefarious hobby for nerds."
Yo, are you sub to Nick Crowley on YouTube? He makes similar real life missing person anomalies and paranormal shit and other rabbit holes to go down. Fun time. Hey, that name sounds pretty familiar. I'm not gonna lie. You might have to send something to kind of jog my memory, but I'll definitely check them out later on if you want me to.
It's called TV pirating. This is where you hijack an unused low-frequency channel from nearby and can broadcast whatever you want on it.
Bro,
I used to do it quite often.
Oh my, that is cursed.
Anyway,
yo, that was cursed.
Places, although harder to not get caught or be shut down automatically in a matter of seconds. So what TV pirates do now is run a very low-quality test with static and a symbol in the center to broadcast a recognizable symbol and test if it works, while also being an inside joke to other TV pirates who they may know online or IRL. Put simply, someone else staying at the same Super 8 hotel likely hacked into their TV networking system and broadcasted this low-quality but still recognizable image for nothing but fun. This would also explain why there were more than 68 channels on the TV. Presumably, the hacker enabled them and then used one of them to conduct his experiment, since if they interrupted one of the normal channels, there was a higher chance that someone from the hotel staff would find out sooner and shut them down. Even the OP's friend who witnessed the disturbing imagery firsthand agreed that this was the most likely explanation. However, the TV hacker theory is a bit far-fetched for some, which is where an even more grounded explanation from a Reddit user comes in, stating, "I noticed that logo in the corner and I'm starting to think it's legit. Hotels have their own modulators for their TV systems so they can combine stations from multiple sources, satellite, OTA, internal, etc., and assign the channels as they see fit. Modern ATSC or IP-based systems are fairly expensive, so it's still common to see cheaper places holding on to their old analog infrastructure like what we see in the video. Anyone that's old enough to remember the days of analog TV,
that old TV, I'm not even gonna lie, this type of TV brings back so many memories because quite literally, we had a big ass box TV, except it was like the screen went down to here, bro. We had one of those type of TVs, and it was heavy as hell, bro. Like, this type of TV just brought me back, like, so far, bro. Like, I remember just having, like, the PS3 or, like, the Xbox 360 or, like, the Wii or something, and, like, I would just be playing on, like, this TV for, like, hours, bro. Good times, for real.
Digital
WTV.
An analog signal will gradually fade into the snow as the signal weakens. So I'm thinking the motel used to have more channels available.
Them TVs were 5 racks at some point. Yeah, they was.
Channel 73.
Nah, real talk. Those type of TVs were like luxury TVs, and like I think we ended up getting like a deal on it or somewhere. I think we got it at like I don't know where we got it. It was so long ago. Like I was like a little kid, but like, bro, those TVs were expensive. I just know that we got a deal on it. That's why we got it.
And unterminated. This dangling cable could act as an antenna and pick the signal from another channel connected with a poorly shielded cable. It's a weak signal being picked up by a crappy antenna in a system that wasn't meant to be used wirelessly, so not much picture is going to make it through. In this case, the face and the logo were the only parts bright enough to make it through.
Yep.
I bet if OP flipped through all the channels, they'd find one with the same logo in the corner. As for the origins of the creepy face, there are several theories on that as well.
Wherever you feel comfortable.
To some, it reminded them of the floating head imagery in the music video for Burning Down the House by a band called Talking Heads. One user also enhanced the otherwise low resolution, which to some made the face look like a portrait of Arnold Schwarzenegger.
You know,
unfortunately, no one was able to figure out exactly.
The face, in my opinion, it lightweight just looks like, yo, this freeze frame, it gotta
where
go
the original image came from.
That was pretty cursed. But like, nah, They probably did do some like crazy shit to like kind of get it like that, but like, just imagine like you're just flicking through your TV and then magically like you just see a face, bro. No, that's nightmare fuel.
The 4chan thread stayed active for about 9 days, but when no one was able to find any concrete answers, most users lost interest and moved on, leaving the mystery of the Super 8 static channel unsolved to this day.
Damn. Since it on SFB.
Something I've caught myself doing way more often than I should
What is
is
this?
laying in bed at like midnight,
Ain't no way this is
scrolling on my
ad.
phone, and suddenly I'm convinced that this niche symptom I just started experiencing is the result of
Is this
some
an ad?
life-threatening disease leaving me only days to live. I will go down the
That is definitely an ad. I knew it. I knew it was an ad.
Christmas present.
W Juju.
On the 20th of December 2018,
Oh,
a
we got
post
a
appeared
Christmas
on the
present.
B or random board of 4chan with a vague statement from OP reading, "Be here in B 23/12/2018, GMT +1. You don't want to miss this."
Oh,
One user asked for more information, writing, "What am I in for?" To which the OP gave a rather ominous reply stating, "Let's just say it's my Christmas present for you." The OP went dark after posting this reply and didn't make any other posts until 3 days later, just as he promised. "Sorry guys, 2 beers left and I will go for it. It will ruin my life for years, so I need to get some courage." Initially, most users were either
It'll ruin my
confused due to
life.
the OP's vagueness or sympathetic towards him, with
What
one
you
person
shooting up, my
writing,
guy?
"Go for what? Don't ruin your life, bro. Do some good stuff for yourself."
Yeah.
But after several people asking about his motives, he finally confessed that he was going to take the life of his own father, and that he was
What? Why? What? I'm going to take the life of my father. Just need to make sure he dies, waiting for him to fall asleep. What type of mental disorder do you got, my nigga? What? What? I want to kill my dad in his sleep. What? What, bro? What? Yo, y'all. Some of y'all niggas need to get checked, bro. What?
just waiting for him to fall asleep. As the OP continued to provide more details about his circumstances, the tone of the thread shifted from users doubting him to many encouraging him to go through with his plan.
Keep us updated, man. Good luck with whatever you're doing. Believe in yourself. See, I know y'all people on 4chan is weird, but basically being like chatbot or something, basically being an AI and just like, yeah, oh yeah, you should definitely just keep on doing everything you're doing is great. Yeah, we encourage you to do this. What? Like, come on, bruh. Like, what is happening to common sense? Where's common sense nowadays, bro? What happened?
Plans. Don't give up halfway through, OP. Finish the job. One user even went as far as to write a whole guide on how the OP should execute his plan, stating, "You've got to plan it better, Anon. You'll be the prime suspect by tomorrow and be in..."
Are we seeing this right? A guide? Whoa.
Cuffs within a week. Don't do yourself that way. If he's taken advantage of people the way you say he has, then there will be plenty of motive for many people to end him. You have a great opportunity for the police to say,
no.
well, this guy...
I don't use that shit. I barely even be on Reddit because the Sigma or the stigma used never catch me on 4. Yo, 4chan is honestly like really wild. It's calmed down over the years, but like, bro, motherfuckers weirdos, bro. Yeah.
Wrong so many people, it could be anyone. We have
It's done
126
calmed down a
prime
little bit.
suspects at the
I ain't been on 4chan
Spend
in a
2
minute
months
though. I
doing
ain't gonna
nothing but
lie.
researching unsolved murders, then smash and burn your hard drive and throw it in a lake 100 miles away. Have an alibi. Be away. Have your story
Bro,
straightforward
the
and never
amount
change it.
of
Be
incriminating
prepared to be
evidence
questioned,
on
then get
4chan
with it.
right now is crazy. That
Maybe
is
some
so
of them
much
still
incriminating
believed that the OP
evidence.
was just making up everything for attention. However, things took a very dark turn about an hour after the
Don't tell
beginning of
me he
this
posted a
thread,
picture.
when
Don't
the
tell me he
OP posted
posted
a
a picture.
picture of what looked like the entrance to a bedroom, with the caption simply reading, "Wish me luck." About 30 minutes after that, the OP returned with one final picture, proving that he went through with his plan, stating, "OP here. I'm about to call the police for myself." Not long after that, the police in Austrad, Norway received a call from the OP confessing to his crime. Though, because of Norway's strong privacy laws, the only information about the OP that became public was that he was in his 20s. Apart from that, the OP of this disturbing 4chan thread remains anonymous to this day.
He really killed his dad because it just
Grand Rapids Diner.
for no reason. There was literally no reason. That's insane, bro.
On the 20th of August 2019, an anonymous person started a thread discussing some extremely unsettling activity he noticed at an abandoned building near his home. However, what sounded like nothing more than a conspiracy creepypasta turned into a disturbing mystery involving shady shell companies, mysterious sightings, and the potential disappearance of 3 people who went looking for more evidence.
3
The post
people?
read, "You X-Files want to solve a real conspiracy? 1634 Coit, Grand Rapids, Michigan was once a popular restaurant called Isaac's that opened shop in the mid-1990s. After the owner Isaac died from lung
Michael
cancer,
Jordan is the
his widow
GOAT,
and
in my
son kept it
opinion.
running for a few years before
But
ultimately
still
closing
facts.
down and selling the building
Bro,
in the early
if
parts
you-
of 2014.
Bro, if it's not your opinion, it's basically not facts. Is that basically what you trying to say, bro? If it's not your opinion and if it's not valid, then it's not facts. That's basically what you're saying. All right, nah. You know who the GOAT is? Kobe Bean Bryant. Kobe Bean Bryant. But we're not gonna talk about it.
40s purchased it shortly thereafter with the intention of turning it into a coffee shop. They painted the exterior, put a lamp in the middle of the building, taped garbage bags over the windows,
Oh, fuck
and
no.
that's how it sat until present day. It was in the fall of 2015 when weird stuff started happening. It was not uncommon to see 2 or 3 SUVs pull into the premises,
how?
bring in a group of young children, and then see the adults leave, but never catch sight of the children again. The reason I'm posting this is because I was just walking my dog past the building tonight when I saw a kid about 10 or 11 pull down a corner of one of the garbage bags taped over the window and proceeding to pound on the glass as if trying to get my attention. I pulled out my camera to get a pic, but right before the flash went off, he was seemingly pulled away by someone. I stood around for several more minutes, but the building seemed empty from that point forward. The police were called, showed up, flashed their lights in the window, and didn't see anything and just took off. No one is taking
literally
this
didn't even
seriously.
check the inside
I'm telling
of it.
you, something nefarious is going on here. Put simply, the OP was implying that this abandoned building was the operating ground for a trafficking ring of sorts. Which does sound a bit out there at first, with some even accusing the OP of straight up making the whole thing up. That is, until people started looking into it. And what they discovered was concerning to say the least. For starters, users uncovered the fact that the property was owned by a company called Humanix LLC, which to some sounded a lot like a mix of words human and trafficking. The company's headquarters were publicly listed as a house just a 7-minute drive away from the abandoned diner. And visiting the place on Google Street View from 2019 shows an SUV and a van parked outside.
Not the van! Oh no, he was offering candy and freaking Pop-Tarts and damn Vons and shit and TikToks. Oh my damn. Oh, we gotta watch out for these vans, man. Bro, you see this type of van right here? This is the type of van that you want to ignore. This is the type of van that you want to stay away from. If you see a van like this and you don't see a license plate, or if you see a suspicious man at all inside a type of van like this, you need to back away. Don't even trust it. The ice cream and the candy, I promise you, it's not that good. I promise you, they're not gonna have nothing for you. They just try to take your butt, bro. I promise.
In his post. At one point, the Street View car also captured a handful of children in the house's yard, which some used as evidence of something shady going on. However, from the looks of things, these children were just playing in the yard with no fence or supervision. So,
That's
if they were
still
truly being
really
trafficked,
weird,
there was
though.
nothing stopping them from running
there's
away.
just nothing but children right
still,
there.
the evidence supporting OP's claims was continuing to pile up. Another strange thing
can't say
about
it's a
Humanix
preschool
was that it had a
'cause, like, what?
reported yearly revenue of over $92,000, despite no one being able to find any information on where this revenue came from. As for the listed owner of Humanix, that turned out to be an IT professional named Ray. However, he didn't list anything about Humanix on his LinkedIn profile, which would make sense if he was truly using the company for illegal activities. Lastly, the photo OP uploaded with his original post also turned out to have a crucial piece of evidence. You see, in order to confirm the OP was actually the one who took this picture, other users made him post another picture with a timestamp. However, while the background of this new photo looks similar to the previous one at first glance, keen-eyed users noticed a shadow from behind the door was missing in the second photo, suggesting that there was someone hiding behind the door who later moved away. Likely the same person who in the OP's story pulled the child away from the window.
I wonder if they
These
peeped him.
discoveries, combined with some users from that area backing up OP's claims, made 4chan users extremely curious about what was going on, with a few deciding to take matters into their own hands and visit the area themselves.
No
One
way.
user drove to the location and managed to stream their visit. And while the stream itself has since been deleted, a screen grab from it survived. It showed the interior of the place, which was a total mess. There was nothing there to suggest that the property had been under renovation for years by that point. Another user also visited the diner and streamed everything on Twitch. However, this stream introduced even more questions than it answered. For starters, at one point during the stream, we could clearly see handprints on the window, exactly where the OP claimed the child was banging earlier. The person streaming this location also ended the stream in a very disturbing fashion, where he heard something in the darkness, went to check on it, and then went offline.
Oh nah. They done got my boy! Oh, they done got him!
I heard something back here.
Oh, why did you walk back there, gang? They snatched you up, now they gonna turn you into a crumpet!
Nope. Okay. No.
Oh, damn.
It's been over 6 years since then, and this user has never streamed on Twitch again.
What you said? Would you rather take a choke slam from Prime Undertaker or a spear from Prime Roman? I ain't gonna lie. I might have to take that choke slam from Undertaker, because I am not taking a spear from Prime Roman Reigns. I refuse. And you definitely... I would rather take Roman Reigns' spear before I take Braun Breaker's spear. You got me absolutely messed up. No cap. Now, I get it. Undertaker is 7 foot tall, damn near. He's 6'11", so 7 foot. And my nigga, listen, he can lift me up as high as he possibly can. I just know that I'll just have the wind knocked out of myself for a little bit. I don't want my internal organs, my guts, my everything hurting. You know what I'm saying? I think I'm good. I'm cool off that. I'm cool.
And almost as if he disappeared that night, which unfortunately seems to be a trend with this mystery. Both the OP and the person who streamed the interior first have also disappeared from the internet, and supposedly no one has heard anything from them ever since. So
they really got God. That's
was
crazy.
Was this abandoned diner actually connected to a trafficking business?
Had to be.
Given everything we've seen, that's not out of the realm of possibility. The place even had a spacious basement with plenty of space for nefarious activities. One of the main arguments against this theory is that the building is surrounded by homes on all sides.
Nah, bro, I'm sorry, that looks too clean on the inside, bro. That looks like they just like cleaned it up type. Like, it doesn't look like it's like truly abandoned. Abandoned stuff is dirty as shit. And like, I get it, there was water puddles on the floor or whatever. They probably just trying to keep a certain aesthetic, you know what I'm saying? They certainly not dumb. I mean, if they're doing an operation like this and nobody knows. But I mean, the proof is in the pudding. I mean, we got two different
Surely
pictures.
Someone in the neighborhood might have reported
we got people live streaming, people
However,
going missing.
Something that goes against this assumption is the fact that the Grand Rapids area has 10 times the national average of people on the sex offender registry. So, if this business was actually what the OP insinuated, there would be no shortage of customers nearby. Though, one part of the story that we haven't talked about yet is the second address linked to Humanix. It corresponds to a massive house about 20 minutes away from the shady diner. Looking up the residence of this home leads to a couple named Sam and Leah, who could be the couple the OP mentioned in his post. Something notable about Sam and Leah, however, is that they were the foster parents of up to 8 kids at the time, which explains the many kids of similar age playing in the yard of their other property. And given how rigorous the foster system is in the US, it would not be easy for them to traffic the children they adopted without anyone noticing. Now, a potential explanation for all of this is that the OP saw the couple in the area once with their foster children and made up the rest of the story for attention online. But while this explains some parts of the mystery, there are still many questions left unanswered. For instance, how was Humanix making so much money without providing any product or service? Why would Sam and Leah take their foster children to an under-renovation building in the first place?
Yeah, that don't even make sense on that part.
Why did the 3 people investigating this mystery completely disappear from the internet without a trace? Unfortunately, it's been over 6 years since the original post went up. The diner has since been sold to someone else, and no one has been able to find any concrete evidence of the trafficking theory ever since. Whatever the deal with this Grand Rapids diner was,
there ain't no wrong with that building,
or completely innocent,
see how perfect that building was, perfect condition. They fully renovated that thing out.
Northwest warning. On the evening of September 30th, 2015, an ominous thread went up on 4chan from an anonymous user stating, "Some of you guys are alright. Don't go to school tomorrow if you are in the Northwest. Happening thread will be posted tomorrow morning. So long, space robots." The contents of this post alongside the picture of Pepe the
Jeffrey,
Frog
no!
with a gun painted a clear...
Oh, Jeffrey, no! No, don't do it, gang. It's not worth it. Bro's gonna shoot up the school. 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 Bro's gonna shoot up the Oh, damn. Not my nigga Jeffrey. Nathan. Oh, no. Oh, they got my guy. That's tough.
Clear picture of what the OP meant. Essentially, he was about to do something horrible the next morning, and this was his way of getting some online attention before that. Now, threats like these aren't exactly rare on 4chan, as most of them end up being nothing more than hoaxes. So, some users didn't take the post seriously at all, while others sarcastically told the OP that they would be watching the news in anticipation. The OP, however, stayed adamant about his plans and even replied stating, "We'll post again in the AM, 10-minute countdown. Won't say more, too much to prepare." This was a short-lived thread that quickly got lost in the endless supply of content on 4chan.
The fact that
what
people
happened the
are
next
just
day
out
left
of
everyone who saw the
nowhere
thread in
putting this
shock.
stuff on there.
On the morning of October 1st, a deadly shooting occurred at Umpqua Community College in Oregon, with the
That's
suspect being
crazy,
identified
bro.
as 26-year-old Chris Harper Mercer.
Look at the niggas that we always be seeing, bro. Look at him, bro. Bro. Is it because a girl didn't like you, bro? Is it because, like, you didn't get to take your shorty that you liked to the prom and the school bully took her away from you and he also shoved you in a locker and gave you a wet willy and all that? And, like, bro, you gonna shoot up the school because of that, bro? Come on. Like, bro, I get it. Listen, I get it, bro. I get it. Bullying is wrong. You should not want to get bullied. You should not want to do no bullying. But that don't mean you shoot up the school, my nigga. What the fuck? Damn.
This was presumably the anonymous author of this
Come
post.
on, Daniel.
The 4chan thread was quickly discovered and put under investigation by the authorities.
Bro, putting
And
that
for
on
good reason.
4chan is
The
actually
original
crazy.
post was one thing, but what made the connection even stronger was the conversation the OP had with another user. Most of that original thread has since been deleted, but according to the few surviving reports, one of the other users, thinking the OP was joking, actually gave advice on how to carry out the attack, with the OP thanking them for the tip. A day later, parts of the incident were
Would I rather take a Dudley death drop or a Viking experience? I ain't gonna lie, I'm taking that death drop. I'm not taking the... Do you see how big my nigga Ivar is? Do you see how big my nigga Ivar is? I don't think so, my nigga. I don't think I'm taking that at all.
exactly as this random user advised. However, despite this connection, nothing much came of this investigation for the next 8 or so years. That is, until the FBI released a document with a twist that no one saw coming. According to this heavily redacted document, the person who made the 4chan post had nothing to do with the incident. The FBI managed to track down the anonymous poster in less than 24 hours and conducted a thorough investigation into his life. The OP, let's call him John, was actually a young man from Florida who originally grew up in Michigan. Apparently, him making the thread about an upcoming incident the next day was nothing more than a massive coincidence. He had no knowledge of the attack beforehand and had no connection to Chris, the actual perpetrator. The odds of John randomly predicting such a specific event are astronomically low. No one would even believe this report if it wasn't.
So, he actually didn't shoot up the school. It was just literally a coincidence. Do you understand how 1 in a million that is, bro? Imagine you... Actually, don't imagine that. Well, why would you even be trying to threaten to shoot up the school, bro? That's not cool. But, like, listen. That's actually, like, really insane. Like, the chances of that happening is, like, crazy.
Directly from the FBI itself. And many people today don't even believe this, arguing that it's too much of a coincidence to not have been posted by
That
Chris.
doesn't make that much sense,
Another possibility,
bro. There's no
something
way.
that the FBI report didn't mention, is that maybe Chris only came across this 4chan thread, which would explain why he used the same tactics described there. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to find any evidence supporting or denying this theory.
That's wild, bro. I ain't gonna lie.
Dubs decides.
On
August 30th, 2015, a user posted a timestamped picture of the big toe of their right foot on a random board of 4chan alongside the caption,
Dubs
I ain't trying to see nobody's feet, bro.
Dubs,
Look at the
for
feet
those who
fungus,
don't
bro.
know,
What the
refers to
hell?
the last 2 digits of a post number being the same. You see, every post on 4chan is given a random identifying number, and there's no way to predict what it's going to be. So, the chances of the last 2 digits of this number being the same are quite low,
69.
but still within the realm of possibility. In other words, OP claimed that he would do whatever a reply with the matching last 2 digits said. This is a tactic often used by people who just want
Whose leg
attention
is
without
that?
having to
What the
actually do the
hell?
crazy thing they promised, hoping none of the replies are dubs. Even when a reply does get dubs, the posters rarely fulfill their promise. However, the OP of this particular post was of a completely different mindset, as when a reply without even dubs told him to chop off the toe, he obliged and posted a picture of his toe tightly wrapped with the caption reading, "Cutting off circulation may take some time." A few minutes later, he posted a second photo of his foot on the edge of a bathtub with a hatchet.
What is wrong with people, bro? Oh my, what is wrong with people? Why are you about to cut off your toe, bro? Why are you cutting off your big piggy, bro? That it's not worth it, bro. I promise. It's not worth for the 4chan likes, bro. I promise.
And a bucket of ice in the picture as well. Even with all this buildup, however, no one actually expected the OP to go through with this commitment.
Why did he?
But then, about 40 minutes later,
himself.
the OP returned with a picture of his toe severed to the bone and covered in blood. With this, the thread divulged into a string of typical 4chan-style reaction images from the community. As for the OP, he completely disappeared from the thread and didn't post any further updates. Now, it's possible he used the bucket of ice to preserve the severed...
Bro, I'm not even gonna lie. He needs to absolutely go to like some type of like rehab center or something, bro, because that's just not healthy. That's just not right, bro. That was just completely unsanitary. Bro just literally just asked, someone said do this and he did it. Like he literally just did it. What is wrong with you? He needs psychiatric treatment. No, literally, he needs psychiatric treatment. Like what is that? That is like, I've never, ever heard of some shit like that. What is that? That's crazy.
part to hopefully get it reattached at the...
Would you rather take a shatter machine or a doomsday device? Probably a doomsday device. That's kind of crazy, I ain't gonna lie. But I'd rather take the doomsday device. There's meds for that shit, bro. I don't even think the meds would help for that. I don't even think the meds would help for that situation. What?
Hospital. But even then, promising something this horrific and actually going through with it hinted at the possibility of the OP being deeply mentally ill. That's one of the only explanations for why anyone would willingly do such a thing. Now, I have seen some claims that the final image was a convincing Photoshop job or special effects. However, while I can't show the image on YouTube, the injury and the blood is way too realistic looking to be fake, especially for 2015 standards.
Give me that double super kick, my guy. Yo, W video from Chill. Oh, hold on. Wait, my screen. W video from Chillin' Scares, man. We always love the scary videos from Chillin' Scares. W video. That last one was wild. I ain't gonna lie. That last one.